All right, the entity repeating that conduct. This is so sad. There's so many people that are going to federal prison, but it's necessary as a matter of justice. All right, just doing laps, just repeatedly flying over. And remember, the Los Angeles Academy, Police Academy is in relevant position. They're group stalking at a venue. They're group stalking at the Los Angeles Police Academy. I want to be clear. But this is not the explanation for what is the maintenance of the unnatural environment around me, which is how you're recognizing targeting. And then the entity that's looking at me expose their tactics, engaging in what is more of the stalking conduct is in no way rebutting or contradicting the ongoing pattern of stalking. You're recognizing stalking through the specific environment. You're also recognizing stalking through what is an unreasonable nuisance and the ongoing criminal conduct of the pattern that's already been documented before I even came to Los Angeles. So this is literally in every regard engaging in what is that pattern of maintaining presence, following from place to place, and engaging in what is workplace harassment also. So you have what are an ongoing connection of facts, and the entity is just engaging in more harassment. And let me be clear, all 59 units are being documented. They're going to federal prison, and they're all being documented while LAPD is just doing laps over my office. All right, and they're engaging in what is federal stalking on the venue of the internet. And where are they targeting the conduct? They targeted around my apartment when I'm in my apartment. They're targeting around my office when I'm in my office, okay? They're engaging what is light activity. You see that? That's a demon. The clapping of the helicopter is audible, and that's light activity. In every way, you're looking at a demon. Engaging in what is monitoring. And then that demon that's witnessing its exposure engages in more of the criminal conduct. This Satan doesn't know what else to do other than to do more of the same, and it is ongoing criminal activity. It's not in any way contradicting the fact that they act with ongoing knowledge of what you're doing, and they engage in the criminal elements of monitoring audible activity, light activity creation, and crossing a path with simultaneity to what you're doing both physically and on a communication device. And those are demons that do that. These are demons engaging in this criminal conduct as a whole police department, and all they're doing is flying laps over my office over and over and over again. These are violent sex offenders engaging in what is America's version of terrorism. They're doing, let me be clear, the entity is not only engaging in terrorism by itself as corrupt law enforcement agencies, as I've exposed them by name, but the entity is doing it in concert with a third party such as Bennett Gossaker, okay, who's going to federal prison. And that is the end of his career in the medical profession, by the way. And that's for what he is engaging in. I don't know if you can still practice medicine, and I don't know what level he's at the in the medical field, but he's done. And when I say done with the medical field, you can't even be a nurse. You will have no ability to threaten the lives of American citizens where you are targeting and engaging and terrorizing them as a matter of a corrupt government who are also, again, of a specific condition which poses a public safety concern. That's a public safety threat. And so through that condition which is exposed through your criminal engagement in the system, you are summarily removed from being able to engage in waging that threat against the American public. And that's also the ongoing repercussion of engaging in the pattern of conduct. The entity flies over my office again under what is not possibly the sun that remains over me at the let's just say the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court, and does so as they can do it 17 times, and guess what that is? Ongoing group stalking. And they are engaging in it while the entity is aiming light activity all across the houses on the hillside. This is very sad. All 59 units, nobody's getting away with this. This is impunity, and this is going to be played in federal court for the criminal cooperation that all 59 units provide, and speaker companies and Todd Speaker provide to the state that's engaging in what is criminal surveillance in the state of California. And the Los Angeles Police Department will be independently dealt with as well. They are exposed as revealing what demonic activity looks like, the threat that the demon possessed pose to the public, and their behavior upon exposure, which they are witnessing, they're aware of, because they're also obsessively stalking and monitoring on the internet. Okay, this is engaging in what is psychotic conduct, and they engage in that to the demise of all of their co-conspirators, the third-party group stalkers, the people of the state. Let me be clear. Let me point something out. Tiffany Sherez is going to be prosecuted with this series of video evidence that I continue to capture on a daily basis, and where she lives, acting in concert, where those elements of monitoring are ceaselessly underway, and where she is also demonstrating her ongoing criminal cooperation, independently demonstrating, first of all, her demon possession and her criminal conduct, and that is facilitating state surveillance. It's not an ongoing coincidence. They are demons that are engaging in surveillance together. And as I'm walking into my office, and the entity is flying over my office again, it's ongoing evidence against the whole entity, including the demons at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court, who engage in what are kidnapping and criminally defaming someone whom they are placing under surveillance. This is that which is done, by the way, with the intent to take someone's life. There are targeted individuals, like I said, and I'm going to keep repeating it because this is the entity that kills people, kills American citizens, and they are targeted individuals and you don't even know about it. And then the demon possessed, who call themselves, want to maintain themselves as some sort of position of dignity, working in the medical field, that's a demon. all right, who's threatening the lives of American citizens, who's engaging in criminal conduct, malicious activity that you're not even aware of, while they have that sort of access and power over the lives of people, over the health of people. Those criminals, people of that stature, they have no business in the medical field, in the same way that the demons are going to be removed from law enforcement. Engaging in criminal conduct on an ongoing basis in concert with smart janitorial. Good morning. All right, they're both engaged in what is systematic maintenance of presence on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They're crossing paths right now, and you're recognizing their targeting. And also Nova contractors engaging with third-party group stalking in concert with LAPD. That's the state of California. Nova contractors, he's engaged in group stalking inside of apartment 1803. He's also, again, demonstrating unilaterally, first of all, his condition, and second of all, his criminal engagement in the elements of monitoring. It's impossible that sunlight's moving underneath a car in the shade while you're just backing out and driving. You're also being documented engaging what is criminal presence at the specific environment where the light source is present, not only in the morning. When was he leaving yesterday? That was well into the afternoon while the light source is hovering over my head at the same property. Look at the evidence. He's going to federal prison. And this is Nova contractors, also subject to civil and criminal prosecution. While the entity provides ongoing evidence against what is workplace terrorism, Nova contractors is going to be prosecuted for workplace harassment, terrorism, and sexual violence. This is an entity. Speaker Companies is not any sort exercising any constitutional rights. The state of California is monitoring you through the third-party group stalkers that you're working with, through the company itself. Under the guise of the business of the company, group stalking is underway. That's what smart janitorial is engaging in. And all of the people of the state are going to be prosecuted for not only workplace terrorism, harassment, and sexual violence, but also federal group stalking and monitoring as well. You're going to prosecute for every form of the P.O.C. and everybody that the entity does it through. And when you've got demons randomly appearing, such as UPS, while the light source was directly over me at that building at 11:45 in the morning, approximately, right over my head, you know what they're all doing. When you've got a random demon arriving, supposedly engaging what's work, what they would like to argue has nothing to do with LAPD and what everybody else is doing, you're going to look at the light activity appearing underneath his car. You're going to look at the light source that remains over the target individual's head while you are in that presence, which is criminal. In concert with that entity that's doing laps over my office now, reviewing evidence that's being documented on my phone and on the work computer. Okay, so I just want to document that it's currently 10:42 a.m. and the entity is maintaining a light source over the demons that are the Ontario Fire Department, the American Medical Response. Those are demons driving ambulances. And in LA, that's exactly what they're doing. They're monitoring all together. The entity sounding sirens. Those are the same demons. So you're going to look at the evidence of what the state of California is doing, because that's exactly what's happening in LA. Those demons driving fire trucks, those demons driving ambulances, those demons representing themselves as the sheriff's department. They're on video at 2301 South Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California, where there is never going to be any sun over me here, creating a shadow like this, touching any of this property. Never creating light activity underneath a vehicle in the shade. Okay, never creating any mirage of lights in the depths of a room above in the none of that is any normal light activity. But the light source is remaining over me, directly over my head in this fashion while I'm on the second floor. This is approximately 10:46 in the morning at 2301 South Euclid Avenue. Those are state actors. Those are state actors, by the way, that enter into courtrooms and provide what are corroborating information in order to prosecute somebody, stating that the target individual is of a certain mind state or committed some sort of crime and did it against a third-party group stalker. All right, those are the witnesses and those are the actors, and those are acting in the courts where the light source is still remaining over me at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court. Okay, that's how you're understanding what the entity is, what's wrong with that entity. These are demons in the position of government. It is public corruption. And every video that I continuously capture, every time I continue to write down another instance of terrorism by a psychotic entity, that Nova Contractors is group stalking with LAPD, that's the state. Nova Contractors employee is group stalking with the state. And this is government that, this is documentation that goes against that whole entity. That's the system of group stalking, and you're recognizing it through the unnatural environment. Where the sun is over me at 2301 South Euclid Avenue, in other words, there is no light activity that's going to pierce through my closed blinds in my living room appearing on the floor. Nor does that create any sunlight in the depths of your bedroom, the pattern of the blinds up in the corners of the bedroom. That's called stalking with light, and that's what those state actors are doing. And they also do that while they're monitoring you, keeping you under surveillance on the internet. And those psychopaths are literally doing laps back and forth, group stalking in the sky space. That is absolutely unheard of and very highly mentally deranged criminal activity, which the law enforcement agencies in the state of California are engaging in. And the recognition of their condition, which are demons, and this matter of great corruption that's unfortunately going to result in a lot of people going to federal prison for a very long time, including the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. The entity is engaging in what is an ongoing, well-documented criminal system. That's what it is. It's a system. All right. And it is currently 10:45 a.m. This is P.O.C.